will of the people.
Backed by context, sharpened by analysis. Here, headlines are not enough. We go beyond the what to ask the why and the what next. Decision makers are questioned, policies are examined, and the facts are allowed to speak without fear, without favor. This is News Desk on Joy News. Independent, fearless, credible.
Everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at this, the numbers that have been presented, and say, we are tired, it's the same old issue. No, somebody should be prosecuted.
Every opinion can be debated. Every claim can be challenged. Even the idea of the national interest can and must be interrogated.
This is the date it was. This was the date it was printed from the system.
That is what what is he talking about?
Because sometimes the real facts are buried deep within layers of interpretation. So we ask the harder questions. We test every claim. We raise the standard of public discourse and place every issue on the altar of unbiased scrutiny. This is Newsfile, your most authoritative news analysis platform. And here on Newsfile, we put Ghana first.
We stand beneath you. What are you doing?
Newsfile with Samson Ladi Anyanini. On Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
On PM Express, power is confronted, claims are tested, and accountability is not optional.
The first 2 months in office between January, February, and March, we had already brought down this rate, and then we have sustained it since.
Politics, business, the economy, social justice. If it affects your life, it will be examined. If it shapes your future, it will be interrogated.
You
fearless, credible.
Good evening, welcome to Joy News Prime. This broadcast is live from our studios here at Kokomlemle in Accra. We're also live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I am Emmanuel Samani.
And I am Fostina. Sarfo. Tonight, government's MMDCE proposal deviates from Constitution Review recommendation, says the Committee Chairman, Professor Kwasi Prempeh. We'll give you details right here on Joy News Prime.
Also, tonight's bribery climbs to 18% as corruption pressure intensifies on public officials as 7 in 10.
Also tonight, health fear grows as overflowing landfills force the government to relocate Accra's refuse. We'll give you details right here on Joy News Prime.
And tonight, tired of waiting, see residents build their own classrooms after years of failed government promises. As we'll bring you more in the final season of our Crumbling Start series.
And in business,
National Petroleum Authority advises consumers to prepare to pay more for petroleum products if government is unable to sustain the current 2 cedi per litre absorption on diesel after the 1-month intervention elapses.
And later in sports,
Well, head coach of Ghana Black Bombers blames poor preparation for the team's poor outing in the just ended Commonwealth Games.
oh, remember, we are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism.
it's a good time to take a seat and please be our guest.
Welcome to the program. Tonight's chairman of the Constitution Review Committee, Professor Kwasi Prempeh, has taken issue with the government's petition on the election of metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives, describing it as a departure from the reforms his committee proposed. The committee recommended that MMDCEs be elected on a non-partisan basis through phased approach as part of a broader decentralization agenda. Although government says it accepts the recommendation, in principle, it wants the president to nominate candidates first, with those nominees vetted by a committee before going into election. Speaking on PM Express with Evans Bent on Monday, Professor Prempeh said the proposal marks a clear departure from government's position in 2019 when the issue was pursued under Akufo-Addo administration.
The committee was of the view that, look, we proposed no party. And the justification was simple. We have enough party elections. We wanted the local district elections to be about local issues only. And the logic was that we said, look, if you make local government elections party-based, all local issues would disappear, and we will nationalize the elections. So we will have 3 elections, MPs, president, MMDCs, all nationalized, which means all the issues that are going to dominate those elections are going to be MPP, NDC, and political party fights, not about the concerns of the locality. So we said at least there must be one election. In our calendar of elections, there must be one election, that being the local election, that forces communities to focus on their problems and their local solutions, public service delivery, sanitation, those things, and not let the parties come in and hijack it and turn it into a polarized, national election. So that's where we veered in the direction of no party. But on the principle of election, I think that we had agreed, but we also had something to address the concern about qualifications.
Yeah.
So for the first time, we're saying, no, this qualification, conventional qualification, you must hail from, you must be 21 and all those things, we need to beef it up. We need to have real, concrete, substantive criteria on who qualifies and who doesn't.
Well, let's go on the phone lines now and speak to the Vice Chair of Parliament's Local Government and Rural Development Committee, Charles Akwesi-Agbeve. We appreciate your time here on JoyNews Prime. We've heard from Kwasi Prempeh there on PM Express. He believes that government really departed from the Constitution Review Committee's recommendation, especially with regards to the election of MMDCs. What's your take on this? How do you even justify this?
Good evening, Fostina, and good evening to your viewers. I don't think government has departed from what the Constitutional Review Committee has recommended. And the fact is, what did they recommend? They recommended that election of MMDCs be done on non-partisan basis. The government white paper didn't say we are going to put up NDC members. No. So they'll select 5 competent people who will be vetted based on qualification, present to the the districts.
But Charles. But Charles, sorry to cut you here. Talking about the individuals who will be nominated. First of all, isn't there going to be some sort of bias in the nomination process on partisan lines? I think that's where the issue is.
And let me be honest with you. We cannot just leave the system open. No. This is my view, and I think I stand by what government is proposing. Look, the MMDCs are local champions. They are one people who are supposed to champion sanitation, champion resource mobilization, champion development at the grassroots level. But with a direction from where the party that is in power manifesto. Don't just leave it open just because we want individuals to just handle it. No.
But isn't that the entire point, really, to leave it open, ensure that individuals have equal rights and an opportunity at governance?
The MMDCs are going to control resources from the top. They are going to share the dissect. If a government policy, if the person's ideology is not in tune with the government in power ideology, I don't think we've gotten to that level yet. I think we still have government need to go down there. Who knows? Even the individuals who may select may be someone who may be on the other side, but shares the ideology of the party in power. So I think it will still be open and still not have that party color. When we do it this way, tomorrow when NPP comes to power, they also select people they think will toe their line. Professor Prempeh's recommendation is the ideal situation. I don't think it can play out now. It is playing out with the assembly election. Now you and I know, in the assembly election, individuals there coming there belong to party.
Okay.
They only can wear those party colors during the election. So for me, I think based on these resource control, dissect control, the top, that is government in power, needs to have some level of control so that its policies can be implemented and are well understood by these individuals they are putting over there.
Point well noted, Mr. Charles. We appreciate your time here on JoyNews Prime.
Away from that, bribery involving public officials worsened in the second half of 2025, reversing gains recorded earlier in the year, according to the latest governance series report by the Ghana Statistical Service. The reports found that bribery rates increased from 14.3% to 18.4%, while nearly 7 in 10 people who interacted with public officials experienced at least one form of bribery, raising fresh concerns about the effectiveness of anti-corruption efforts. Well, joining us in studio is researcher with JoyNews desk Jason Day to break down things for us. Jason, what more did you find from that Ghana Statistical Service report?
It's staggering, the data that Ghana Statistical Service has been bringing us since 2024 to 2025. Now they've annualized their 2025 data from what you have already mentioned, and now we can compare 2024 to 2025. We've seen that in terms of frequency of bribery to public officials, what this means is that how many times have you paid bribe? That's
so what public official?
Yes, that's what they've gone to ask individuals. And then those who said they paid only once, they asked them within the period of January to June 2025. And then at the time, only 38.8% said.
So basically the first half of 2025.
The first half of 2025. Only 38.8% people had said that. Now, fast forward to the second half of 2025, they asked the same people if they've paid only one, like how many times they've paid, and the 70.8% of them have paid only once. Now, looking at how many, they also went to ask how many people, if you've paid 5 times or more, we can see that in the first half it was 24%, but now it's 3.7%. What this means is that people are paying bribe once.
One time.
That means that if I come to you as a public official, I'll pay you once instead of paying multiple times. Or
that's not even right in the first place.
Exactly.
You should access some of the services free of charge.
Exactly.
And so clearly what they're doing is that one-time payment and you have the loyalty of whichever official
Absolutely.
you deal with, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It could also mean that if I go to a public institution and I pay bribe here, I wouldn't even want to go to another public institution.
Right.
For
Because
them
you'll
to
probably
ask
pay
me
again.
to pay again because of this particular figure. Because this means this is the public officials asking for money. Now, in the first half of 2025, 51% of people said the public officials asked them directly that they want extra gifts than what they are already supposed to give. And then that figure also increased to 69% of people saying that more people are asking them to pay for extra just to get access to services, public services. Another thing too that it says, well, this is also staggering. This is what I also want you. People are declining to pay public officials extra gifts. And that figure has risen from 3% in the first half of 2025 to 4.9% in the second half of 2025. Now, I want to break it down for you. Now, these are public institutions with the high prevalence of bribery. This means that if you go to a public institution, which public institution is most likely to ask for bribe or ask for extra gift? Now, what the Ghana Statistical Service found is that the police service, in general sense, MTTD, those on the road are those who ask for extra gifts in terms of carrying out their own services to the individual. Police service, the police general duties if you go to their offices, and also the Ghana Ports and Harbours and the Traffic Management Authority. So these are the top 4 institutions where bribery is high in their companies. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jason. We appreciate the data. Well, let's explore this further. Join us now is anti-corruption campaigner Adam Senanu. We appreciate your time here on Joy News Prime. Really, I would like to take your initial thoughts on this. What does this rise in bribery cases tell us about Ghana's fight against corruption?
Clearly, there is an erosion in the ethical conduct of officials on one hand, and there's also probably a lack of appreciation of the rights and privileges of citizens being demonstrated by citizens who go asking for services. I think the proper word to use is extortion. When public officers demand extra payment, that is not from the anti-corruption balance called bribe. It's extortion. It's called extortion. And ideally, if citizens were walking into public service outlets where you have clearly outlined these are the services, these are the rates. If somebody demands more, this is the number to go to call. This is the desk to consult. We need to empower citizens to be able to refuse to make such payments and to know what actions to take. And I don't think we have sufficiently done that, and that's what it's reflecting.
From where you sit, really, are existing anti-corruption institutions and enforcement mechanism failing?
I don't think that we actually enforce them. I think that as a society, we have always been weak on enforcement. So even if you had monitoring systems in place, they work for a while. And if you don't have somebody who is heading that unit, who is keen on ensuring that the right thing is done all the time, after a while, we seem to make very lax these rules that everybody should follow. Also, citizens are not well educated on the avenues they can use to seek redress or to prevent such extortion from happening. So enforcement is very weak, and we need to strengthen that.
Clearly, we need to crack the whip, like you're saying, but the big question is, where do we even start from? These are government officials. We usually would go for the boss at the top, but if we want to crack the whip, where should we look at, and how can we start?
I think all levels, and the most important thing is citizens should be empowered with what they can do. if I know my rights, if I understand that this is how much I should pay, not a person more, and that if an officer demands more, this is where I should report. And when I report, action is taken and I see and hear about it, it's reported. You will find that gradually people will gravitate towards insisting the right thing being done. When the RTI was passed, Right Information Law, initially had a number of us that this thing might not work. But over the last 2 years or so, there's been an increasing number of people applying for specific pieces of information. When the public entities refuse to release it, the commission, sanctions them. And there's an increasing understanding that you can't get away with not giving the information. The same way, if we have whichever body is responsible to crack the whip when public services do not deliver, acting on these reports, gradually citizens to be empowered to demand much more accountability.
Thank you so much, Adam, for your time here on JoyNews Prime.
In other news, tonight's government says moving to overhaul the legal framework governing Ghana's civil service as part of efforts to modernize public administration and improve service delivery. The proposed review seeks to strengthen performance management systems, clarifying the relationship between political leadership and public administration, and remove inconsistencies in the existing legislation. Head of Civil Service Dr. Evans Agri-Darko says the reforms also forms part of government's plan to integrate artificial intelligence into the civil service, with training already underway for civil servants and senior government officials.
The Act was enacted in 1993. That's about 33 years ago. I think thus far we have become, we've been overtaken by events. A number of areas have come up that we need to revise. Even issue of technology, we need to infuse that into the Act itself. The whole Local Government Act or the whole local government system is sitting in the Act, for instance. We want to really properly ground the performance management systems, for instance. We want to effectively harmonize the relationship, what we call politics administration interface. We want to deal with that as well. So a number of gray areas exist, some irreconcilable provisions that we want to fine tune. AI has come to stay. What we need to do is how do we utilize AI to make us much more productive? And so a lot of training programs are already underway. Government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, where they started, a number of civil servants have already been trained. Even ministers have been given some training, because as you are aware, leadership in all these matters is important.
Well, beyond legal reforms and technology, concerns over staff welfare and conditions of service remain major issues within the public sector. Dr. Darko says management will continue engaging government and organized labor to improve industrial harmony while addressing disparities within the system.
Not always the case that expectations are met, but our overall intention is that we need to create wealth first and foremost, and also need to engage government in much more in a way that will present a very united front, and create a high level of industrial harmony, because the high level of industrial harmony that invariably will help us, improve productivity, for instance. So it's an arrangement that ensures almost like a win-win situation, and these are ongoing. I related to the fact that the council itself, when we engaged the president responded to that he was taking various, major steps to address some of the distortions and disparities within the system. And the major solution will be an independent emolument commission that will look at all those distortions.
To other stories now, despite recent nationwide sanitation cleanup exercises, the Greater Accra region continues to face serious waste management challenges. At Jamestown landfill site, more than 100 waste tricycles line up daily waiting to offload refuse. because of congestion. Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs Ahmed Ibrahim says the persistent delay stems from the concerns that have been raised in recent time. Well, speaking during a visit to Zoomline's integrated recycling and compost plant at Jamestown, the minister announced plans to formalize waste transfer stations to ease pressure on existing landfill sites in the region. Let's explore this further. Join us now is Chairman of Parliament's Sanitation Committee, John Oti-Bless. We appreciate your time here on JoyNews Prime. Clearly, the shortage of landfill sites in the Greater Accra region is affecting waste disposal. Has this come to the attention of Parliament?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, thank you for having me. In fact, if I heard you right, I think you want to get my view on the current.
Yeah, the shortage of landfill sites, especially in the Greater Accra region, and if this has come to the attention of Parliament.
Well, exactly so. Because as a committee, I think that sanitation and water is one of the five.
You have to position rightly, Mr. Bless. I can't seem to hear you, and I'm sure audience as well. If you can position
rightly. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear now.
Yes, as sanitation and water resources committee has been one of the most active and vibrant committees in the Parliament of Ghana over the years. I must say, since the last Parliament, when I became there. In fact, taught about 8 regions.
I'm losing you again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, but I seem to be losing you. Can you position again and try again? You say you've taught some regions?
We've visited about 8 regions so far, 8 solid regions so far. Yes, and I can tell you that the trend is the same. Sanitation issues are becoming unbecoming. And I think that as a country, we need to take serious steps and take it efficient. But why am I saying this? If you travel across the globe, see the fact out there.
Oh, it's happening again. Mr. Bless, I'm sure we'll try to reposition our lines here, call you back with a different line and get clear connection to you. Let's try one more time. Our producers will do that because we can't seem to hear you.
Well, let's still on sanitation as the Ghana North Municipal Assembly is facing mounting criticism over the construction of a toilet facility beneath the Pokwase interchange through a private contractor. The MMDCE, Akufo-Addo, says the project forms part of a broader plan by the Assembly to relocate activities to the area and ease congestion caused by commercial drivers around the Pokwase Junction. My colleague Fatal Bayaga visited the site and has filed this report.
The project has sparked widespread public concern, with some people suggesting that the facility was being constructed by a private individual without the knowledge of the authorities and calling for urgent intervention. In his response, however, the municipal chief executive stressed that the facility was fully initiated by the assembly and not by a private individual.
No, it's not being built by individual. Actually, it's certain of the toilet facility that I completely disagree. So that's why it's stalled. It's the assembly that is trying to find a solution to the problem around the Pokwase interchange. And the main reason why we decided to bring a toilet facility here is that you can see Pokwase interchange is always choked. The transport operators are on the road actually loading. So we want to address that. So we are decongesting Pokwase Junction. And if you check under the interchange, they built cubicles meant for transport operation. So our our plan is to bring all the transport operators at the Pokwase Junction under the cubicles.
According to him, the project later stalled due to resistance from residents and concerns about the suitability of the location. The MC also disclosed that he personally disagreed with the decision to continue construction at the current location, but said it remains unclear why the contractor proceeded with the works despite those concerns.
The contractor who was actually supposed to site it, because we site it at the there's a small forest over there, so I really don't know why he came here. Yes, so if you can see, this one have been abandoned for about 6 months ago. It's not a new project, and that's what I'm saying. First of all, this place was sited, but actually when I came, I disagree. So I really don't know what happened, and he put up this project.
Meanwhile, the assembly has begun demolishing the structure following safety concerns raised by the public, as authorities say the move is intended to prevent any potential danger and protect lives. For JoyNews, Fatao Bayaga, Pokwase, Accra.
Fostina? I just can't wrap my mind around it.
Do this under an interchange. Well, Samani, let's take a break.
Let's take a break. We're back with more stories.
Please.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
No. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes, respond with Mala-2. Fight malaria with Mala-2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala-2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, what's up?
Life. It's moving so fast. Yesterday I was in class 4. Today I'm almost in JHS. My shoes don't fit me anymore. My voice is deeper. I was watching cartoons, but now they say I'm too old for that.
The more things change, the more they'll stay the same. I still love you the same.
Come and sit that.
In a world that keeps changing, Calipo still keeps making sweet memories.
I still love it.
Dad, I told you to have a sip, not to finish it.
Calipo food juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA.
Phone only has one job, to keep up with you. But when your camera freezes, your messages arrive late, your video calls keeps breaking, and your battery gives up even before the day begins. Maybe your phone is trying to tell you something. Maybe it's time to get something better. Purchase the phone that keeps up with you during CompuGhana's Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phone festival where top brands meet best prices. From the 27th of July to the 9th of August, enjoy exciting discounts on smartphones from Samsung, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, Vivo, Xiaomi, Huawei, Hotwave, and Doji, plus amazing gifts. CompuGhana has the right choice for you. Visit any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call us on 0302 752020 or WhatsApp us on 0243 143 143. Mobile Prime Week, the biggest mobile phones festival. Top brands, best prices. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
So this strategy will lead. Oh no, not again.
Sir, relax. The generator will come on now.
The generator is not working. Why stress yourself when the experts are just one tap away? Introducing Left Power, the smart emergency support app from Left Signature Limited. With Left Power, certified engineers respond fast, anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stories.
Hello, sir. This is Left Signature Limited. The request has been received and our engineers are already on their way. Please relax. We've got you covered.
This is professional. Every left expert is certified, verified, and can be tracked in real time. Oh, you'll know they're coming before they even arrive. From electrical engineering and solar power systems to data center management, cloud services, smart automation, and software development, Left Signature delivers excellence, fast, reliable, and professional. Left Power.
Your solution is just one tap away.
Available on Play Store and App Store.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. You did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it they carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it they make water they flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
When you're little, days are extremely busy. Work, traffic jams, meetings, conference calls. Luckily, our mom is here to take good care of us with day-by-day baby and day-by-day kids and their naturally active ingredients. Our skin is hydrated, soothed, and protected all day long. Yes, hello?
Thanks for staying with us. To other stories now.
Now, after years of failed government promises, the people of Serum have taken matters into their own hands. They molded the mud blocks and provided labor to build 2 classrooms, sparing their children the several kilometer journey to junior high school. Most are peasant farmers with little to spare, but are determined to build a 6-unit block and move every child out to the straw sheds. Emmanuel has more on the final episode of Crumbling Start Season 2.
This is my second time in Siru,
a small farming community in the Wild West district. The first time I came here, children were learning under trees. 2 years later, very little has changed. Straw sheds are still being used as classrooms, and the same half-roofed pavilion is still holding more than one class. When the wind picks up, lessons slow down. When the sun becomes too harsh, they sometimes stop altogether. But one thing has changed. The community is no longer waiting.
We have a lot of problems. If you see as a school, we don't have the school block for the students to be taking their learning process. As well as furnitures, school feeding, water, all of them, we don't have it. But we, the community, we do our best. We are feeding ourselves, making pavilions for the school children to take place for their learning, as well as doing some petty things to support ourselves for our learning process to be going on here. As you are seeing, we call it Sampa, the pavilions. We are doing it for ourselves. Because we don't have school building, we volunteer ourselves doing their building for the school children.
So that's the esophagus, and we are going to talk about the function of it.
After years of pleading with the district assembly for a 6-unit classroom block and getting nothing but broken promises, the community has decided to take matters into its own hands.
The community are now more active than before because thanks to your coming, they have gotten us another 2 classroom unit block. That was last year, and this academic year they are embarking on another one, and they have just started molding the bridges.
Behind the school, piles of freshly molded mud blocks are drying under the sun. Each one represents a contribution from someone in the community. Some offer labor, some cook for the laborers. Others contribute small money they can afford. Together, they are building a classroom block for children who would have otherwise stopped school after primary 6. So far, 2 of the 3 mud classrooms have already been completed and are in use. The first GHS 1 pupils are occupying one. The other, Basic 3 pupils who used to learn under a tree, have now moved inside, finally sheltering away from the sun and the wind. The headmistress and the school management committee have now put together a simple plan they believe can truly change the future of their children.
With the 3 classroom unit block, we say we had cement 200 bags, iron rod 100, 2x4 wood, we say we hunted 300 pieces, 1x6 wood 50 pieces. Then we set sand for the molding of the blocks. We say if we get 15 trips of sand, it will do. Then we set stones for the concrete. If we get about 5 strips of stones, it will do. We are optimistic that if we are able to get it, definitely we'll be able to get a 3 classroom concrete and what? Durable one that can last for a period of time.
We get these things while you are messing. Oh, why not our structure will not be okay for us? It will be okay. Yes, we really need them.
They know it may take years. They know it will not be easy. But they are determined to finish what they have started, so the next generation does not have to struggle the way these ones are struggling. Emmanuel, JoyNews, Siru, Wild West District, Upper West Region.
Now to the Northeast region, where the Northeast Regional Minister Ibrahim Tia has appealed for the immediate release of funds to resume and complete rehabilitation works on the Nalerugu Dam, warning that further delays could result in a major disaster. His appeal comes amid growing anxiety among residents who fear the deteriorating dam could collapse after rehabilitation works stalled. Elias Tanko has more in the following report.
The Nalerigu Dam, built many decades ago, has served as a vital source of water for irrigation and other domestic activities in the Northeast Regional Capital. However, the dam is now under serious threat as water levels continue to rise beyond safe limits. Rehabilitation works on the dam commenced in April this year, but were abruptly suspended after the contractor demobilized from the site. Since then, the contractor has abandoned the partially completed project, leaving the excavated structure exposed and increasingly vulnerable to the effects of the ongoing rains. With the rainy season intensifying, water levels are rapidly approaching the dam's embankments, raising fears of a possible collapse that could endanger nearby communities, destroy farms, and disrupt livelihoods in the regional capital.
Between today and tomorrow, because look at the skies, you don't know when the rains will come. I was just looking at the middle of it. Exactly. So the water is rising. It's rising. Look, one heavy rain, it will spill over.
During an inspection of the site, the Northeast Regional Minister Ibrahim Tia expressed deep concern over the situation, describing the abandonment of the rehabilitation project as a serious national security risk.
If something should happen here, you know the consequences.
According to the minister, the contractor suspended work because the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority had not released the funds required to continue the rehabilitation.
Indeed, when they gave him the project, they've not given him mobilization. He has come, there are 2 dams. He's working here in Lambinsi. So he's going to look for money. I know it's a process. You can't just go and then they'll pick the money and give you. So that is the issue. But we shouldn't wait until something happens and we'll now begin giving stories. If there's a remedy, we should do it. And whatever we'll do, we'll add the cost to the contractor. When he comes, he takes it up. Right.
Mr. Tia appealed to the Minister for Food and Agriculture to urgently intervene by facilitating the release of the outstanding funds so that work can resume without further delay. As an interim measure, however, the regional minister has also directed the East Mamprese Municipal Assembly to undertake emergency reinforcement works to stabilize the dam and reduce the risk of a collapse while awaiting the continuation of the rehabilitation project. He warned that any further delay could have devastating consequences for the surrounding communities and called for swift action to safeguard lives, property, and agricultural activities. Ilyas Sotanko reporting for JoyNews.
Yes.
To more news tonight, the ARB Apex Bank is positioning itself to provide stronger technical support, operational guidance, and capacity building as community banks transitions into Ghana's new microfinance regulatory framework. Earlier this year, the Bank of Ghana announced sweeping reforms to the microfinance and specialized deposit-taking sector, transforming ARB Apex Bank into a central policy institution for the industry. The new mandate extends the bank's supervisory role beyond rural and community banks to include microfinance institutions, credit unions, and other last-mile financial service providers. Emmanuel reports.
The bank recorded a profit before tax of 34.56 million cedis in 2025, up from 25.44 million cedis in 2024, reflecting the bank's strategic focus on operational efficiency, liquidity optimization, and enhanced value creation for the community banks. The total assets of the bank also saw a significant increase of 136.8% from 2.28 billion cedis in 2024 to 5.4 billion cedis in 2025. This was driven by improved deposit levels, stronger liquidity flows, and strategic investment activities. Despite the significant profits made in 2025, the bank did not recommend the payment of dividend for the year under review. This comes amidst impacts of the domestic debt exchange program, which has since resulted in accumulated loss of 28 million cedis. Curtis William Brentu is the managing director of the bank.
So the reason why the DVP is still in our books, because we had about 110, a negative of about 110 million Ghana cedis during the DVP. So we are now unwinding. So as we make profits, we are unwinding. So the DVP is going down, and consequently, because of that, our books are impaired because of the DVP. so we cannot pay dividends to our shareholders. So as soon as we unwind and we come to a 0 point on the DDEP, then we can then pay dividends to our shareholders with the approval of the Bank of Ghana.
Under the new reforms by the Bank of Ghana, the ARB Apex Bank will have additional mandates in managing the microfinance sector. This, according to the board, would require an enhanced capital for systems upgrade and modernization for policy transmission, institutional development, and supervisory coordination. Daniel Ohene Owusu is the board chair of ARB Apex Bank.
So if you make profit, is by a way through ingenious approach towards certain issues, and we get our main source of financial support from the RCBs, where 5% of their deposits are lodged with us as a reserve requirement, and we use that to do investment to generate certain amount of income. Also, we do limited lending to our constituents, that the RCBs, to support acquisition of motor vehicle for their CEOs, to put up their buildings, and also to support other infrastructure acquisition which may inure to the smooth operations of their institutions. So these are basically our cost, our income position. When it comes to cost, staff cost, then now the period of the technology, we have to change our infrastructure so that we embrace the digital world, so that we improve our efficiency and do quality work for the customers.
For JoyNews, I am Emmanuel, Bright Kweku.
Let's talk about the National Science and Maths Quiz, because St. Paul Senior High School look destined to seal the final Volta Regional ticket, the 2026 National Science and Maths Quiz Championship, until Abo Senior High School produced a stunning comeback in the final round, snatching victory with 2 crucial riddles. It was a heartbreaking finish for St. Paul SHS, whose qualification hopes slipped away in the closing moment. For Abo SHS, it was a dramatic turnaround that transformed disappointment into celebration.
Fostina High School took advantage of the riddle round, and they've been able to secure the last tickets to qualify for the national stage. How does the feeling look like? How do you feel?
I feel very excited. As always.
How does the feeling look like? Take me through how you feel.
It was competitive. Like heat. The Sarfo people think they will win as well. We won.
Where you noticed that from round 1 you were not winning, in round 2 the same thing. We had to get to round 4 for you to make a magic. What was going through you while on stage?
We just maintained the same energy.
Some of the big schools. Are you ready to stand there?
We are much ready. We are very ready to face them. Whatever they bring, we'll fight them. And we'll make sure we win. That's it. We are going to win. Abosco all the way. Abosco is going to win. Shine!
What's your message to them?
Our message to them is that they should be ready for us. We are coming all the way, coming to face them. Arise the sun!
Abosco!
Arise the sun!
Abosco!
Arise the sun!
Arise and shine, Fosti. Arise and shine. Abosco.
That's right. Don't worry, they're coming to Accra. We'll get to their fitness levels. Well, we're still doing JoyNews Prime here on JoyNews channel. When we return, we'll bring you showbiz, and Samani will be out of here.
It's time for me to go.
Fortunately.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Malaria's remedy is Lunat. Therefore, we're gonna use Lunat to recover. You have malaria? Yes, are you shivering?
Yes, yes.
You got chills?
Yes,
take Lunat.
Lunat.
First day,
Lunat.
take Lunat. Second day,
Lunat.
take Lunat.
Lunat.
Third day,
Lunat.
take Lunat.
Lunat.
That's all. Lunat scatter scatter malaria. Lonat, it scatter malaria.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach. You don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house, it's about stepping into a better way of living. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Book a private viewing today.
Palladium Residences in Achimota isn't just an address, it's the home you truly earned. Secure your place with just a 10% deposit and choose from beautifully designed modern apartments or spacious townhouses built for everyday comfort. This is more than a building. It's a vibrant, curated community with a clubhouse, state-of-the-art gym, and an on-site hotel, all at ABC Junction, minutes from Achimota Mall. Enjoy city energy while retreating to your private sanctuary. Call now to reserve your unit and benefit from limited launch incentives, including priority unit selection, executive pricing, and flexible payment options available. Don't miss the chance to pick the best homes. Book your private site visit today. Call 050-9823-424. Palladium Residences. Live smart, invest better.
And it's time for showbiz. Let me introduce the media personality of the year, Becky Bex, in the studio.
Where's that coming from?
Well, we're going to give you the award.
Media personality of the year.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. Let's talk about another, media personality, Andy Dusty. He is also an entertainer. So Andy Dusty proudly showcased the country's rich cultural heritage during his performance at the Summer Stage in New York. His appearance celebrated Ghanaian music and tradition, earning praise from fans as he projected authentic Ghanaian culture on the international stage.
Ladies, come on.
Of the phone with the dada, get ready for another. To talk of the money matter. Me do need to know me plan. See target right on a flip to a big one, to a big one. Sing, let's go. And if we love, I am going mental. Sweet if was when the minister. I'm trying to fuck off the wall. See with it, go easy with it. I'm not feeling it. Now it's all so rich.
So, first, I understand that the Summer Stage New York, this 2026 edition was a success. We're hoping that we'll get all the videos for our viewers later on. But that was Andy Dusty. Congratulations to you, Andy Dusty, for always putting Ghana on the map. This evening on Prime Movie Box, let's talk about Spider-Man, Brand New Day. So it brought in $927 million of global ticket sales to make it the second biggest opening weekend ever, as it shot past the estimated of $225 million production budget. A superhero movie starring real-life husband and wife Tom and Zendaya is only behind Avengers Endgame, which took in more than $1.2 billion in its opening weekend in 2019. Brand New Day also set a second best North American record, with box office taking a $335 million. The film's strong performance gives a much-needed boost for Disney ahead of the highly anticipated December release of Avengers Doomsday, after a string of Marvel's movie performed in recent years. Brand New Day, which opened in cinemas last week, picks up a few years of 2021 Spider-Man No Way Home, as Peter Parker continues to fight crimes in a world that has forgotten he is the masked superhero. The latest installment of the hugely popular franchise received largely positive reviews, with some calling it Holland's best Spider-Man performance yet.
Spider-Man. We're faced with a threat that can be anyone.
You sure you want to do this, Scorpion?
You think I'm Scorpion?
Talk to Banner?
No, Banner. Only Hulk.
I'm sorry, but you're in danger. What? I promised you that I would keep you safe. Please, you just have to trust me. Come on.
Fine. Looking forward to that.
You don't have, right? Yeah, you don't. Yeah. So you can go with your boyfriend, or go with somebody. But let's talk about pop superstar Ariana Grande. She has withdrawn from the upcoming West End revival of Sunday in the Park with George, where she was set to star alongside her Wicked co-star Jonathan Bailey. The production confirmed her departure in a statement, wishing her well as the singer prepares to step back from the spotlight after wrapping up her Eternal Sunshine tour in September. We wish Ariana Grande all the best. Yeah. And I wish you all the best this evening. Aww. We wish all our viewers all the best this evening. And we'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful edition of Joy News Prime.
Good night. Adios.
Upgrade your print game with Konica Minolta, proudly powered by SkySat Technologies. From all-in-one machines that print, scan, and copy to professional systems and heavy-duty production machines, we deliver unmatched performance. Right now, SkySat has an unbeatable offer. 1 entire year of free servicing on all Konica Minolta machines. That's 12 months of expert maintenance for new and existing customers. Visit our new VIP Print Center at Pegasus Place, Airport Residential Area for a live demonstration. Call us on 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. Again, it's 050-164-5180 or 0302-798-829. SkySat Technologies. Performance that delivers every time.
When malaria shows up, it doesn't knock. It just takes over.
No. This fever is too much.
When malaria comes, respond with Mala2. Fight malaria with Mala2 tablets or syrup from Ernest Chemists. Test for malaria first before taking Mala2. If symptoms persist for more than 48 hours, see a doctor. This advert is FDA approved.
Missed passes? Bad referee decisions? Don't let your child's grade suffer a bad match. Ensure a straight win this academic season with curriculum-aligned textbooks and interactive tools from Pegasus Publishing. From preschool to senior high school, we have the exact game plan your kids need to ace their classes. And because it's World Cup season, you get a massive 20% off every single book. Don't drop points. Call 059-50-10175 or dash to Pegasus Publishing in Accra, Newtown, right opposite the Total Energy Station. Free delivery within Accra when you call. Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
All these were food.
Food to the brim, Mankasa.
I only took small pill. Small? You pour like waterfall.
Let's check the camera, shall we? What camera?
I knew it.
Hey, mommy, daddy.
Fruit is for sharing. No need to hide to enjoy.
Family that share together.
Stay together.
Wait, there's more.
Hey,
Grandma.
Someone match it.
Fratelli, the family drink. This advert is FDA approved.
We're kicking your year off in all her glory. With more, because we got you.
You get it.
We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone with an upgrade on us just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kujubaka. The National Petroleum Authority has advised consumers to prepare for possible increases in petroleum product prices if government is unable to sustain the current 2 cedi per litre absorption on diesel after the 1-month intervention elapses. The authorities said the temporary relief was a fiscal intervention to cushion the public against rising global crude prices, but its continuation will depend on government's fiscal space and international market trends. Abbas Tasunti is the Director of Economic Regulations and Planning at the NPA.
What I would say is that this is ideally the price that we get from the international markets and the impact of the exchange rate is what determines what the consumer pays. And so with what we have now, and with the deregulation system, the deregulated market we have, government has not intervened in the price of petroleum products. So government has just come in to, as it's communicated, cushion the consumer for this period. And so, as we mentioned earlier also, it comes at a cost. These are margins that are paying for the movement of petroleum products across the country. And so it means we need to find money from elsewhere to cover the cost of transporting this product. And so the hope is that this will not go beyond the 1 month period. If you remember, this intervention was made in April, but it's temporary because you cannot sustain it for a long period. So in the deregulated market, government does not come in, the consumer pays for what the prices. When prices drop, then we get a benefit as well. So for now, if it goes beyond a month, I think because any intervention that will be made will come at a cost, there must be a source of funding for that intervention. I think that one government will have to come in to inform us of where the funds can be found to be able to sustain that kind of intervention. Where if there's no source of funds to make an intervention, we will not advise that it's made because that will end up affecting the supply and availability of petroleum products, which we don't want. So for us, the main objective is to ensure that the products are available for us to consumers to have access to. Then we can talk about the price. So any intervention that will ultimately affect the availability of the petroleum products is not one that I'm sure government itself would like to make. And so we would have to look at the pros and cons of any intervention before it is made.
Away from that, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has directed all regulated financial institutions to reduce their non-performing loans to not more than 10% by the end of December 2026. Speaking at the Chartered Institute of Restructuring and Insolvency Practitioners Ghana Bank of Ghana Forum in Accra, Dr. Isiama disclosed that the industry's NPL ratio had declined to 16.1% at the end of June 2026, down from over 23% during the same period last year, while the sector's capital adequacy ratio stood at 20.4%. More in this report.
According to the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, although the banking sector has made significant progress in cleaning up its balance sheet, more work is needed to strengthen credit quality and create room for increased lending to businesses. He said the improved capital position gives banks greater capacity to take carefully considered lending decisions, but stressed that the current level of bad loans remains unacceptably high.
Post-commencement financing cannot convert a weak loan into a good one. There can be no blanket exemption from IFRS 9 or from prudential requirements, and no automatic framework, no automatic favorable classification simply because a facility was granted after administration had commenced. How new and legacy exposures should each be treated within that discipline is one of the questions I want to put to this forum this morning. And I do not intend to preempt the discussions this morning. We can have this conversation now because the banking sector is in a much stronger position currently. The industry's non-performing loans ratio, and if I can give you some figures, this declined to 16.1% as at end June this year, compared to over 23% a year ago. While the capital adequacy ratio stood at 20.4%. Capital of that order is what gives a bank the room to take considered risks. But that is progress and not sufficiency. And 16.1% remains too high, even if it is fully provisioned. Our regulatory measures require each regulated institution to reduce its ratio to no more than 10% by the end of December this year. Alongside stronger credit appraisal, board-approved reduction plans, effective recovery functions, and the write-off of fully provisioned exposures with no realistic prospect of recovery. High non-performing loans tie up capital. They raise recovery costs and restrict new credits, most severely for smaller and higher risk borrowers. So reducing them is therefore not merely a supervisory concern, it is part of Ghana's development agenda. Post-commencement financing must reinforce that discipline, not work around it.
The Bank of Ghana says it is working with SIRIP Ghana, the Ghana Association of Banks, the Institute of Chartered Accountant Ghana, and other stakeholders to develop a practical and risk-sensitive framework that supports business recovery while safeguarding financial stability.
Odotobiri Community Bank PLC is committing more resources to agriculture in its catchment areas. According to the bank's 2025 financial statement, it granted over 28% more loans for agricultural purposes compared to 2024, which stood at 1.2 million cedis. Chief Executive Officer Abraham Kofi says, aside from granting agricultural loans, the bank is committed to supporting small and medium enterprises to improve local economies. More from the bank's annual general meeting.
Ghana's agricultural sector continues to suffer from poor access to credit because banks perceive it as too risky, despite government interventions. Research has revealed that lending to agriculture remains far below expected levels, even among institutions specifically mandated to support the sector. According to the management of Odotobiri Community Bank, it has a mandate of supporting agriculture for food security and providing financial inclusion. Chief Executive Officer Abraham Kofi explains the bank has adopted the necessary strategies to reduce the risk involved in granting agricultural loans.
In fact, they are all happy because we have synchronized their repayment periods to the harvesting of the cocoa farm so that there will not be any challenge in terms of repayment. So our farmers are happy, and we have developed a model which is very special for them, and it is working for us.
In the year under review, total loans and overdrafts granted stood at 156.5 million cedis, up from 89 million cedis in 2024. Within the same period, the bank recorded a profit of 24.2 million cedis. The gain is attributed to increased revenue generation and controlled expenditure. Board Chairman Benedict Bwedi is entreating shareholders to increase investment to keep the bank profitable.
I've been able to control our expenditure, and so the cost-income ratio has gone down, and all other indicators. So these are some of the other things, and we are also trying to improve upon our mobilization and loans recovery. So these are some of the measures that we've put in place that we are able to improve or grow our bank from year to year. So this year is not an exception. We have been doing this for the past, under my stewardship, for the past 2 years. Now, that's what we have been doing.
For JoyNews, Nana Ojima, Kumasi.
MTN Ghana has recorded some significant growth in its profit before tax for the first 6 months of this year. The following report has more on the half-year numbers and drivers of this growth.
According to the half-year earnings, profit before tax went up by more than 44% to reach 7.5 billion Ghana cedis, compared to the little over 5 billion Ghana cedis posted in the same period for last year. Revenue, on the other hand, shot up by more than 32% to reach 14.9 billion Ghana cedis. According to MTN, this sterling performance was influenced by strong growth in its data as well as mobile money business coming from the Mobile Money Fintech Limited. Based on this performance, MTN proposed a dividend of 3 pesos for its shareholders, while its mobile money fintech company also recommended 3 pesos for its shareholders. Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blowett, in the half-year earnings stated that they will do everything to sustain this performance for the full year and in the coming months as well.
Let's stay longer with the telecom giant because they have launched their 2026 Sustainability Month, reaffirming their commitment to embedding sustainability across its operations as part of activities marking the company's 30th anniversary in Ghana. The initiative seeks to deepen conversations around environmental, social, and governance principles while encouraging employees to make sustainability a daily responsibility. Sarah Atimu reports.
Ghana is dedicating the entire month of August to promote sustainability, a move the telecommunications company says reflects its commitment to building a resilient and responsible business. The launch held at the Yellow Tavern and across regional offices forms part of activities commemorating MTN Ghana's 30 years of operations in the country. Speaking at the event, Chief Executive Officer of MTN Ghana, Stephen Blowett, stressed that sustainability must move beyond being viewed as a corporate function and become part of every business decision.
As the CEO of this wonderful organization, my expectation is clear. Sustainability must show up in how we plan, how we execute, how we choose suppliers, how we design products, how we manage risk, and how we hold ourselves accountable. Sustainability is not a department. It is a discipline. Get that right and we build a business that is trusted, resilient, and relevant for the future while making a stronger contribution to Ghana's development.
Chief Corporate Services and Sustainability Officer at MTN Ghana, Adjoa Riafe, explained that the decision to dedicate an entire month to sustainability reflects the company's desire to deepen awareness and encourage meaningful action.
This is our 3rd year marking sustainability as a major event on the corporate calendar. We have a dedicated month this year because we want to make sure that as we build on our sustainability culture, we are giving ourselves time to have the conversations that matter about sustainability. We used to have it in 1 week, but that was a bit of a stretch for us. So this year and in subsequent years, we are going to give ourselves more time to talk about sustainability, what it really means, and the practice of sustainability.
Throughout the month, MTN employees will participate in activities designed to promote environmental responsibility, social impact, and sustainable business practices, reinforcing the company's vision of creating shared value for Ghana's development.
Let's now talk about the local currency, shall we? Economist Professor Patrick Isumeng has urged businesses to avoid panic buying of dollars despite recent depreciation of the cedi. The Bank of Ghana recently injected about $1 million into the economy to shore up liquidity. This follows renewed pressure on the cedi in recent times, trading close to 12 cedis to $1 on the retail market. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Isumeng said while the depreciation is concerning, businesses should not overreact.
No, I think we haven't gotten to the point where you don't get a sense that things are out of control. The central bank's reserve position is still extremely strong, and there are still some kind of inflows that we may receive. What we need to appreciate is that we have to get used to a new norm where yes, you are not going to see 1 week where you see a 10% depreciation and another week where you see a 5% appreciation. So what the central bank has done is to manage to lower those wild swings, and I think that should be enough for us. We shouldn't think that would mean we are in another where you can have one full year where the cedi is varying within maybe 0.2 or whatever. That's just not realistic.
Mm-hmm. Bribery remains a major governance challenge in Ghana, with the latest governance series report by the Ghana Statistical Service showing an increase in reported bribery cases in the second half of 2025, even as more citizens are refusing to pay bribes amid intensified anti-corruption awareness efforts. Here's more.
The Ghana Statistical Service has launched the third wave of its governance series, a nationwide panel survey aimed at generating regular and reliable data on citizens' experiences with bribery and their perceptions of inclusive and responsive governance in line with Sustainable Development Goal 16. The latest report, covering the period from July to December 2025, compares findings with Wave 2, which spanned January to June 2025. The survey recorded an increase in reported bribery cases, although it also found a higher proportion of citizens refusing to pay bribes. Government statistician Dr. Al-Hassan Idrisu attributed the findings to improved public awareness.
We saw that requests for bribe actually increased from 51% in Wave 2, that is January to June 2025, to 69% in Wave 3, which is July to December 2025. Secondly, the share of those who paid bribes increased from 14.3% in Wave 2 to 18% in Wave 3. Thirdly, the share of those who paid 5 times or more drastically reduced, which is positive news, from 24% in Wave 2 to a little under 4% in Wave 3. And then fourth, more Ghanaians are actually finding the courage to say no to bribery payment, and that's very positive.
The report further identified the Motor Traffic and Transport Department, MTTD, as the institution where citizens most frequently reported paying bribes.
In 2025, all the institutions recorded better results. In other words, the share of the population that paid bribes to those institutions were lower in 2025 compared to 2024. I must single out MTTU. Unfortunately, they continue to be the top in terms of the share of people who are paying the bribes. But the good news, though, is that if you take 2024, it was about 61%. In 2025, that bribery incidence reduced to 54%. That is progress. So we need to make sure that we are looking at what we can do to even improve these results to zero. In fact, what we need is zero. We don't want any bribery at all.
Dr. Idrisu, however, noted that the continued engagement between government and public institutions has helped create greater awareness and accountability, contributing to a reduction in some bribery-related incidents during the period under review.
We sat together in a room, we asked the whys, why is this happening, etc. And proposals were made with regards to the interventions that can bring the bribery down in those institutions. But also in that process, experiences were shared so that institutions that were recording great progress shared experience as to what they were doing for the other institutions that are recording higher risks to emulate. So I think that has really helped. That has really helped. But I must say that fighting bribery, fighting corruption is not a one-day wonder. You have to keep at it, you have to keep doing it, etc.
The Ghana Statistical Service concluded with some recommendations to strengthen governance and reduce corruption across the country.
First of all, there's a need for us to digitize the counter. It's very important because you see that when you have dealings with the human beings in terms of provision of public services, it increases the possibility of paying bribes. Secondly, we need to protect the citizens who are refusing to pay bribes. I mean, it was gratifying to note that now we are having more people saying, I'm not going to pay because I'm already due this service. That's very positive. But the question is, what are we doing to ensure that those citizens are protected so that they continue to say they are not going to pay the bribes? Thirdly, we need to make sure that we open every decision-making process. If it's a budget preparation process, let's open it up. so that we can hear what the citizens are thinking.
The governance series is expected to provide policymakers with timely data to track progress in the fight against corruption and support evidence-based interventions aimed at promoting transparency, accountability, and public trust in Ghana's institutions.
The Kingdom of Lesotho is turning to Ghana's premier public administration institution, GIMPA, to strengthen the capacity of its public service. A delegation from the Southern African nation is participating in a training program aimed at equipping senior officials with the skills to drive institutional reforms and improve service delivery.
The Kingdom of Lesotho has partnered with the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration to strengthen the capacity of its public service through a specialized institutional transformation program. The initiative, titled Institutional Capacity for Public Sector Transformation in Lesotho, brings together senior government officials from Lesotho for training designed to improve governance, leadership, and public service delivery. Speaking at the opening of the program, Lesotho's Minister of Public Service and Head of Delegation, Moikechi Mochwane, said the initiative is intended to address institutional capacity gaps within the country's public administration.
The importance of this program in the Kingdom of Lesotho is Lesotho we have the Institute of what we call it, PAM. So it seems like we don't have enough capacity building and capacity also to do excellence job. So that is why we are here in Ghana today to visit Kimba, to share the sentiments of this program with the Kimba.
According to the chair of the Chairs for the Kingdom of Lesotho, Mokotu Makalanyani, the assessment involves consultation with both the executive and parliament to better understand governance and service delivery challenges.
The relationship between the government of Lesotho and Ghana, especially on the public service sector, is very crucial with Jimba. Yes, the team from Jimba came to Lesotho, the consultant, to look and make some assessment as how things are going. So they went to the executive, came to the parliament also to meet with my office in terms of how things are going. So we express how we see things, the status of things, the status of service delivery, the projects, how we are delivering, how we are accounting, the oversight issues, the hiccups that we are having, the challenges that we are faced in terms of trying to deliver a good services for the citizens. So we express those things. So it was based on these things that eventually the team realized that maybe it would be better to take from the executive, from the parliament, some people who can come here and then be part of the training of trainers, who can be the coaches for the senior government officials in the Kingdom of Lesotho.
The program is expected to equip participants with the skills needed to train other public servants upon their return, creating a sustainable approach to public sector reform in Lesotho.
Thanks so much for your time. I am Pius Kojo Bakar. Razak is next with sports.
The law affects everything: your job, your home, your rights. But for many, the law feels distant, complicated, full of big words and bigger confusion, legal jargons, constitutional twists, hidden loopholes. And sometimes what seems simple is far more complex than it appears.
Even if he's a tenant, but he conducts himself as if he's the owner, he has automatically stated to you that you are no more the owner.
That's why there is the law, a program designed for you to break it all down, to explain, to clarify. The ends of justice are that the outcome must be fair, it must be conscionable, it must be equitable, and it must be just. The law, it's your legal rights. It's your health law. On JoyNews, independent, fearless, credible.
By midday, the day has spoken, stories have broken, events have unfolded.
We call on government and cocoa board to pay our cocoa farmers immediately.
Now it's time to take stock. This is JoyNews Today. As it happens, as it matters to you, from Accra to every region, from Parliament to the courts, our correspondents are on the beat, bringing you the latest developments, verified facts, and the context behind the headline.
This authority is just going to be tough for the men. This authority will not affect the suffering unemployed youth.
On JoyNews Today, there are no fragments of speculation, but a clear picture of where the country stands right now.
Because of Galamsey, Ghanaians voted against NPP for NDC to come and do better. But the better now, no, and
so you can stay informed, stay connected, and stay ahead. JoyNews Today on JoyNews. Independent, fearless, and credible.
Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. And tonight, the Black Bombers head coach, Ofori Asari, has been speaking and has revealed a lack of logistical support hampered the team's preparation and participation at the just ended Commonwealth Games, disclosing that some boxers were forced to share competition kits. Ghana endured a disappointing boxing campaign at the Games, returning home with just one medal. And speaking earlier today with Joy Sports, Asari said the team encountered several challenges, including the failure to receive all the equipment and logistical support they had been promised, which all compounded the poor display in Glasgow.
If you watch the whole fight very clearly, you realize that I was very, very stressed. We were even in our preparation, the last preparation, we went to Ireland. That going to Ireland, I think it was the wrong thing, because that is where our bosses had some sparring with the same people they are coming to fight with. And so some of the boxers, the opponent they met was an opponent they sparred with them already. And those who organize, the organizers, they have a lot of video on our sparring and things. So that one also plays some role. Apart from that, personally, we have our own challenges. Challenges in terms of I have to, some of the boxers have to share their boxing boots, their their dress and pants, and a whole lot, which is very, very stressful. The boxer is going to fight, and he has to share his pants or his boxing boot for another boxer, or his cap protector, which is not hygienic. And something as a coach, I have to ask the boxer to share, because that is the only way we can move forward. And some of these things, we need to be careful and don't allow such things.
Coach, you just said some of your boxers had to share pants. So this person would wear and then later remove the same pants for another boxer to wear it.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Is it because we went to Glasgow without any training and official apparel for the boxers?
Is it because what?
Is it because they went there without any kits, any jerseys that they were supposed to wear for both training and for the bouts?
Yeah, we were expecting that they will bring all those things to us, because we were told those things, because I was asking about all those things from Ghana, and we were told they will bring it there. A whole lot of even the whole Ghana team could have been disqualified because of other documents that we didn't even go there with it in time. So, like I'm saying, there were a lot of challenges, which are all stressful challenges, and some of the things I'm talking about. When you look at the dress and pants that they are wearing, you could see that even the Ghana that is written on their back, I have to ask for a pen to clean part of it, because technically we can't fight with that dress. They will disqualify us. But we have to clean for them to accept that we can clean part of it, to use it. So we went through challenges, psychological challenges.
That's Akufo-Addo there, the man who was leading the boxing team, the Commonwealth Games. Now, media attaché for Team Ghana, they just ended games, Charles Osei-Sibe, meanwhile, praised Ghana's performance, despite the country finishing the competition with only 2 medals. According to him, the athletes deserve commendation for their determination and commitment throughout the games, noting that their efforts should not be judged solely by the number of medals won.
If you ask me about my overall assessment, I think that we prepared Team Ghana, a contingent of 40, to go into Glasgow to ensure that we represent Ghana quite well and possibly win some medals. We went in there, we were able to bring 2 medals, 1 silver, 1 bronze. If you ask me, I would say we did well, because if you look at the kind of opposition Team Ghana faced and the way things went, generally it's a semi-final performance, and I must commend Team Ghana for the show they put up during Glasgow. It was very inspiring, and it gives me the impression that the future is very, very good.
If you say a semi-final performance, how did you come by that assessment?
Well, for all the disciplines we entered in, we were able to advance to the next stage or next stages. Boxing, for instance, we had 116 and quarter-final appearance. Athletics, we had semi-finals and final appearances. High jump, we had final appearance. Weightlifting, final appearance. Powerlifting, final appearance, and all. So if you put all together, averagely, Ghana did well. Just that we couldn't win the number of medals as we would have wished. But 1 silver, 1 bronze, Team Ghana did well.
If you look at the individual performances, let's talk about boxing. A lot of people were not enthused about how the boxers performed.
Remember, other boxers, other countries are coming up strongly. We used to be boxing dominant. Other countries are coming up strongly. You cannot think that you always go and you win in boxing. Remember, the opposition you face every year is different. What we must do is to work harder to ensure that the glory we have enjoyed in boxing, we don't lose it. We must do better than what we did this time. I won't say it was enough. We did our best. I won't say it was enough. The various federations must be responsible for their preparations. We must start preparation 4 years ahead of time. We don't have to wait 3 months into games before we start preparing. Because whatever it is, government will come in to sponsor or support national teams. But at the federation level, we must do more than what we did for these games.
Well, Mr. Sebe has also been reacting to claims that some Ghanaian athletes have gone missing following the conclusion of the games. According to him, Team Ghana is scheduled to return home in batches, and it will be premature to suggest that any athlete has absconded before the team's official return schedule has been completed.
Well, the CGA will make an official statement about that. We haven't spoken about that. What I can say is that our athletes and officials traveled in batches and they are coming home in batches. Until the final team comes, we cannot speak to that.
So, per sources, they say that the three that people are talking about...
Until the final team comes, nobody can confirm that. I was with the team. I came last night, and the others are coming. Until the final team comes in, I cannot confirm. I am in touch with my people, and we will not speak to that until the final team comes in.
Well, you are in touch with them. What did they tell you? The people that people are saying they are not there, are they?
Well, I have said nobody is missing because we haven't spoken. Until we speak, I don't think we should make issue or issues out of this.
Well, interesting development there. Well, away from that, take you to Ivory Coast now, because they have announced the appointment of Hervé Renard as their new head coach, with the Frenchman returning to the role 11 years after he guided the Elephant to the African Cup of Nations title. The 57-year-old succeeds MS Faye, who departed his post on July 31 at the end of his contract, despite having guided the Elephant to the knockout stages of the World Cup for the first time in their history. Now, Renard has been out of work since leaving Tunisia at the end of the group stage campaign, having appointed as the emergency replacement to Sabri Lamouchi, who was relieved of his duties after the Carthage Eagles' opening 5-1 demolition by Sweden. Well, Renard's immediate focus will be Ivory Coast opening qualifier for the 2026 African Cup of Nations, where the Elephant will face regional rivals Ghana in September. The 2027 AFCON tournament will be jointly hosted by Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, providing another opportunity for Renard to add to his remarkable record in African football. Well, let's stay on coaches, because the Federation of Algerian Football has sacked head coach Vladimir Petkovic, with former Nigerian manager Jose Pesaro emerging as one of 3 candidates being considered to take over the Desert Foxes. Now, the Algerian Federation confirmed the termination of Petkovic's contract, despite the Serbian having signed a new 2-year deal following the 2025 African Cup of Nations. His departure comes on the back of 2 consecutive early exits from major tournaments. Nigeria were knocked out in the AFCON 2025 quarterfinals by Nigeria Super Eagles, and then eliminated by Switzerland in the round of 32 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, the Algerian FA have identified 3 managers' potential replacement, with shortlists including former Liverpool and Real Madrid boss Rafa Benitez, former Belgium and Portugal head coach Roberto Martinez, and the former Nigerian manager Jose Pesaro. Let's come back to the local scene, because Boom Ghana has honored 5 iconic Ghanaian football legends as part of its FIFA World Cup campaign, celebrating the men whose contributions have helped shape the nation's football history at a dinner held at the Elisa Hotel. Well, Joy Sports Penti Jijo was there and has more in this report.
The event was held at the Lisa Hotel, where Boom Ghana, as part of its World Cup campaign, honored Ghana football legends Nyodati Lamte, Ibrahim Sande, Dan Kwe, Mohamed Polo, and Reverend Osei Kofi. Speaking at the event, Boom Global Head of Marketing, Roshanak Tehari, highlighted the importance of the initiative.
Our campaign brought together 5 men from different generations of Ghanaian football, each with their own story and their own contribution. But from a Broom perspective, there was another layer to this campaign which was very important for us. Broom itself is evolving. We do not want our relationship with our consumers to be only about, or to start and end with an appliance sitting in someone's home.
Speaking after the event, Neodati Lamte expressed his gratitude to Broom Ghana for the recognition.
Coming here tonight to witness what they have done. When I look at my right, when I was sitting down, I look at the people sitting there, I don't think they are the right people who are supposed to do this. But at the end of the day, they have done it. And for me, I'm really great that people have seen what I've done for Mother Ghana, and they recognize it, so I'm so happy.
Also speaking to Joy Sports, Reverend Osei Kofi reaffirmed his commitment to supporting Ghana football.
In fact, I'm really honored to be part of this Broom program. I was thinking this thing should have been done by the government, not a private company. Because the IJ says a country that forgets to honor its heroes is not worth dying for. But I'm really surprised for what Broom have done. And this has just brought me back into the football circles again. That what they have done for us, whatever they need in football, that I can give my help, I will do it now, because I backed up that I wouldn't even follow football again. But what these people have done for us.
Marketing manager of Broom Ghana, Erikia Entry, promised more initiatives like this in the future.
Honest Legends, actually. This is the maiden edition, which is the honoring the football legends. There's more to come. This is a campaign that we are going to run across industries, not even just football, but across all the industries, celebrating people who have achieved greatness and honoring them, making them feel like they are celebrated. So definitely there will be partnerships with, all key institutions to honor more legends of different industries.
Broom presented each of the 5 legends with a 4K smart television and a refrigerator in recognition of their immense contribution to Ghana football. Reporting for Joy Sports, Penty Jijo, Alisa Hotel, Accra.
Of course, congratulations to all of those legends there. But just about 2 weeks ago, Ghana ended a 39-year wait for a gold medal at a major African table tennis event after Israel Akli and Jonita Bote clinched the U15 mixed doubles title. Just ended ITTF Africa Youth Championship, just held here in Accra. Now, Joy Sports, Yasmin Levy and Joseph Ayingo Walter, they were the reporters on that very story for the last 2 weeks covering the tournament, and they joined me in studio to review how Ghana fared and the future of table tennis in the country. Good to have you guys. What, are you okay?
Yeah.
Jasmine, you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And Jasmine is one of our latest interns from Oregon, partnership we've got with them, and every year they get to present and intend to come and learn how we do our job here. Good to have you, Jasmine.
Yeah, thank you.
How's the experience been so far in Ghana?
It's been great. I've learned so much. I'm really grateful for all the relationships I've made and to learn from you guys. It's really great.
So you spent like how many weeks now?
It's been 4 weeks and I have 2 more left.
4 weeks with 2 more left. And you had a really good experience at Boteman. Yeah. I was listening to your reports and I was waiting to hear how you pronounce it. You were quite close.
Oh, yeah, they were making fun of me for that.
They were making fun of you for that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, we'll come and talk more about your experience. But Walter, it was 39 years since Ghana last won a medal in table tennis. You observed the event and those young lads who managed to make the country proud. What did you really observe? Do they give us hope about the future of table tennis in the country?
Yeah, first, congratulations to Patricia, Israel, Akli, and then Jonita Bote. Congratulations to them. I mean, they did a huge, they clinched they did them very well on the day. And that win was a statement, if you ask me, because you look at that trajectory right from the African Games and then now to the African ITTF African Youth Championship. They've done so well to garner a lot of experience, and then achieving that feat was so good for their development and all that. But mind you, since Ghana, 39 years, and the last time Ghana achieved such feat was in 1987 when We won the mixed doubles in the African Games in Kenya, Nairobi. Patricia Ofe and then Patience Upokua, they achieved that for Ghana. So what I saw there gave me a lot of insights into what we are likely to see in the future. And Israel and then Janita proved that they, given the necessary support and then attention by the federation and probably the government of Ghana, they can go far in their.
I mean, you got
careers.
to interact with them in terms of support. You also got to interact with the coaches and even some of the officials in terms of support that they need to probably take their game to the next level. What did they tell you about that?
You could see that there's the president for the federation, that's Malko Afajinu, and then the coach Robert Amati. They were kind of immersed themselves in the sport they find themselves in, and they made mention of the fact that right from the ITTF tournament, they'll be heading to Senegal for the Youth Olympics Championship. And for me, I believe it's a good step and a step in the right direction for them, heading for their career boost and all that.
Interesting. And Jasmine, you got to spend a lot of time there, and it was not just the Ghanaian athletes who were there. Quite a number of African athletes were also present, and you got to see the training sessions and the competition itself and the entire organization of the event. In terms of what you observed relative to how the event was organized, the orderliness of everything, what was the assessment?
It was really cool to see. I personally have never been to a table tennis event before, so I didn't really know what to expect walking in, but it was awesome the way everyone's so immersed in it, and they take it so seriously, and the athletes are so serious about it, and they get really ramped up when they do something well, and they get really proud of themselves. And what really stood out to me was when we watched Israel Akli compete in the semifinals against Egypt, and watching the team so excited every time he scored was huge for me. It was so cool, and they were like going back and forth with some of the Egypt players on the side, and it was really cool to see how much they support each other.
What about, because I'm sure quite a number of people also turned out to come and watch, you got to interact with some of the fans, and what did they make of it?
Yeah, I did ask a couple fans just for how they felt about it, and watching them support each other was really cool, and seeing them wear like Ghana jerseys and seeing them interact with each other was really awesome. It just seems like that's a big culture here, and it was really cool for me to see.
And for you, interestingly, you had not been to a table tennis event before, and you had the opportunity to observe it the first time. As a learning experience for you, how will you sum it up?
I didn't realize how interesting it is. I feel like I'll be tuning in more for sure. It's very fast-paced, which I feel like I didn't expect that, I guess. And it's really competitive. I'm not good at it. As I showed in the video, one of my videos that I made, I'm not good at it. So it's definitely takes a lot of athleticism. And I'll be definitely tuning in more after watching.
I mean, interesting. I mean, this is part of the reason why Boteman, the facility, was put up, not just to host the African Games at a time, but to also offer opportunity for such competitions. And Boteman itself has been in the news in recent time because of the state of it. And you had the opportunity to see the facility beyond the tennis arena. What was your assessment? Is it in a good shape?
Well, I mean, a facility left in abandon, like it looks more like an abandoned facility because of the start of since the ITTF tournament kick-started. That was when I realized that a lot of attention was kind of given to it. You could see that the weeds were cleared off. In the first week when we attended the event, the place was weedy. I mean, there were a lot of weeds growing around the very area in circumference in which the athletics area. So you could tell that since the event and tournament started, they've kind of given it some level of attention, which I believe going forward, we should do well and then adjust and then fix a lot of things, because our maintenance culture, you attest to that.
Yeah. Wonderful. Joseph, thank you. Jasmine, thank you very much. And we're going to have more of Jasmine reports on the channel. And that's all we have for you tonight on Prime Sports. I'm here with Akufo-Addo Bow. Coming up next is PM Express, and we've got the chairman of the NDC in studio tonight. It's a big conversation, and you want to stay tuned.
everything has meaning, but not everything is as it seems. For every story told, there are versions of the truth.
We can't afford to look at this, the numbers that have been presented,